Hello and welcome to Sunday.
Yay!
We're back. I think Nursing Our Travel Bug is still wrapping up over there. They should be done here in just a few, and we'll have some more people come dropping in. But right now we have RVing with G. They popped in here first. And then we have me and Nettie.
Yay! It always makes my day. I love being here with you, BB.
I love being here with you too. So you've been traveling. You are currently where?
In Gulfport, Mississippi.
Mississippi. They got some strong accents down there, don't they?
Yes, they do. Yes.
I love chatting with people with a Southern accent. It's great.
Yeah.
We have Mr. Mel in here.
I'm just going to wave to him.
I know that his brain is always thinking, especially those jokes. It's a great time.
Oh, yeah. I never know what he's going to say.
I love the shorts with his jokes. I just love it. So we also have our epic RV adventure, and we have Maggie2263. She said, yeah, I'm in time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and pop the video up here, and we will start on this week's story. Oh, and just a little, I don't know what you call this, fair warning or I don't know, disclaimer. That's what it is. It's a disclaimer. We mean no harm as we tell these stories. We just want to share these situations and bring awareness to the current, situations. And also, we do tend to giggle and laugh and make jokes here and there. It's just because it's easier to deal with hard times. And if you are questioning any of the facts, make sure to go and check things out for yourself as well. It's always a good thing to research and learn more.
Yeah.
So with that being said, Nettie, who is this beautiful little girl?
This is Sandra Cantu.
Sandra Cantu. All right. We have Fordman, a.k.a. Kenneth Oakes, in here as well. All right.
And I think it started a little bit. I don't know if you saw that.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Maggie says, yeah, I have a nervous laugh. Yeah, that's me too.
Yeah.
All right. On Friday, March 27th, 2009, 8-year-old Sandra Renee Cantu, who lived at Orchard Estates Mobile Home Park in Tracy, California, with her mother, grandparents, and 3 older siblings, played at a friend's house after school until approximately 4 p.m. when she returned home.
She later left home saying that she was going to play at another friend's house. When she did not return for dinner, she was reported missing to the local police at 7:53 p.m.
The time that she went to play at her friend's house to the time that she was reported missing isn't really that long. There's not that long of a stretch of time there.
Yeah.
We have an NOTB raid. Thank you so much, Nursing Our Travel Bug. And we have Shanna Craft, a little bit crazy. L and J came in. She is a really beautiful little girl.
Yeah, she's so pretty.
Police announced Sandra's disappearance as a missing persons case. They say there is no evidence she was kidnapped or harmed, but a search begins.
Police collected footage recorded by a surveillance camera near the family home. The footage, which showed Cantu crossing the street in front of her home, became moving out of frame. Now, normally, how many hours? Is it like 24 hours when the police want you to do a missing
That's a
report?
myth.
Yeah.
The more stuff recently that I've been watching, a lot of people will say, well, I called the police station and they told me I had to wait 24 hours. And now lawyers are making it very clear that there is no such thing as waiting 24 hours. They do not have to wait 24 hours. They can start as soon as there is any suspect of them missing. There is a whole thing with the bulletins they put out. I forget what those are called. There's a whole nother thing with those, but you can file a missing persons report immediately.
Oh, wow. That's good to know.
Hello, Nursing Our Travel Bug. Thank you for the raid.
Yep.
That's the surveillance footage there.
Yeah.
A search of the mobile home complex was conducted without results, and the Federal Bureau of Investigations, FBI, was called in to assist on the case.
Hundreds of volunteers and dozens of law enforcement officers combed the area all day, going door to door and using divers, dogs, helicopters, horses, and all-terrain vehicles. Cars coming in and out of the mobile home park are searched. Flyers are posted all over the Bay Area.
They moved quickly.
Yeah.
That's a rarity. Usually they don't get on a case that quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Over the course of the weekend of March 28th through 29th, police dogs, equestrian teams, all-terrain vehicles, and a helicopter from the California Highway Patrol were brought in to search for Cantu. A $22,000 reward was offered for information in the case.
One early suspect was a local man who was witnessed kissing Cantu on the lips 2 years earlier at a local swimming pool. When she was 6. He was interviewed and cleared of any involvement.
That's just
crazy.
Grown man kissing a 6-year-old on the lips. What is wrong with people?
Yeah.
Police served search warrants on several residents in the mobile home park and impound vehicles to search for evidence.
Police began holding twice daily news conferences to update the public. The case becomes a national news story. The Tracy School District sends a letter home to worried parents.
Police and volunteers begin combing through trash at Tracy Dump. Police have received 500 tips about the case.
Searchers spend most of the day on Delta, and police say they think they're getting closer to solving the case.
Sandra has been missing for a week. Another all-day full-scale search takes place beginning at daylight.
It's got to be scary for the family.
Yeah, I can't imagine getting through the night. Like, if one of my kids was missing, I didn't know where they were. I can't imagine making it through the night to the next day where we could go and do more. Yeah, I can't imagine.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nursing Our Travel Bug said 500 tips. Wow, that's a lot of stuff to wade through to find a reliable lead.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The San Joaquin Sheriff's dispatcher received a call around 10 a.m. from someone reporting that a suspicious item had been found in an agricultural pond at a dairy farm on Whitehall Road. Investigators and media swarmed to the site, where a large black rolling suitcase is found.
About 7:30 p.m., police confirmed that they believe a body found inside the suitcase is Sandra's, based on the description of the clothes she was wearing when she disappeared.
That's just so sad. Dental records later confirmed the identity, and the Cantu family is notified.
I don't understand. I don't know. I'm never going to understand. One, how do you murder somebody? Two, like, how do you take a person, a human being, and put them in a suitcase? I just don't understand that.
Yeah, it's a shame.
An autopsy established that Cantu had been beaten and SA'd with a foreign object before being smothered, while toxicology results showed that she had ingested alprazolam, which I think is like Xanax. I think it makes you sleep.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Well, I hate to say that drugs are good, but at least she was given something that knocked her out, and maybe she didn't feel
or know what was going on.
Yeah, know what was going on fully.
Yeah. Upon finding Cantu's body, police became suspicious of a number of coincidences regarding Melissa Huckabee, a 28-year-old Sunday school teacher who also lived in the Orchard Estate mobile home park and whose daughter was a friend of Cantu.
And Nursing Our Travel Bug said, yes, that is Xanax. If it was an adult amount of it, I'm sure it knocked the little girl out, you know what I mean? Which I'm thankful to hear. So this girl had a daughter that was friends with her.
Yes.
On the day Chanteau disappeared, Huckabee sent a text to Chanteau's mother that said, "Tell the police that I had something stolen around 4 p.m. I don't know if that makes a difference or not." Let me guess, the suitcase?
Sandra family speaks out for the first time since her body was found, calling the killer a monster.
The next day, during a vigil for Chanteau, Huckabee approached police and FBI agents to report that she had found a note on the ground. They reported she was very agitated, crying, and hyperventilating. She's sure trying to lay the groundwork for her story, ain't she?
Yes, she is. The note read, Cantu locked in stolen suitcase, thrown in water at Bachety Road and Whitehall Road. Witness, Huckabee had a history of mental health problems, including borderline personality disorders, bipolar disorder, and schizophrenia.
I know a lot of the time when someone does something bad, they try to blame it on mental illness. There are a lot of people that are walking around with personality disorder, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia that are not killing people. I'm just saying.
Exactly. And that's the note that was found.
Yeah, I'm sure the police are really believing her at that point. Prior to the discovery of the body, Huckabee was not a prime suspect. She was interviewed on multiple occasions, but her behavior was assumed to be attention-seeking rather than evidence involvement. Why would someone attention seek during a murder or a kidnapping?
I know, that didn't make any sense to me as well.
If someone was coming to me and trying to get attention during a murder or a kidnapping event, I'd be like, okay, I'm giving you my attention. You're involved.
Yeah.
I don't know.
After the body was found in the suitcase, Huckabee had reported stolen. Investigators began taking a closer look at Huckabee's behavior.
Oh, yeah. Can you tell the police I had something stolen around 4 p.m.? It just so happens to be the suitcase the little girl was in.
Oh, and I found a note right outside.
Yeah, that tells you exactly that.
Yeah.
The killer left a note for us. They drew a map, too.
Mm.
Can you imagine your mother harming your friend? Yet sad for the Huckabee's daughter. Exactly.
Yeah.
Also, like, I know in small neighborhoods or small communities like that, usually you know your neighbors. And especially if it's your kid's friend, you're going to know your kid's friend's parents. You know? So I just...
Yeah. And it's like they were in the same type of age bracket, so I don't understand why she would want to do any kind of harm to her. She's got a daughter the same age.
Yeah, that's mind-blowing. And where was the daughter? Where was the daughter while this was happening to her friend? Hopefully she didn't see anything happen.
No, it didn't happen at the residence. They took notice of the unusual fact that a woman who reported losing a suitcase should be the one woman out of everyone in the complex who should happen to find a note that reports that the stolen suitcase was used to hide the child's body.
I don't even know how that sort of made sense in the lady's head as she was planning that out. The police got another lead when a retired U.S. Marine and his wife notified the police that they had spotted Huckabee and her SUV at the irrigation pond on their property at Bachety Road and Whitehall Road between 5:30 p.m. and 6 p.m. on March 27th. Our epic said probably at another parent's home. That's true. I just don't understand what a little girl like that could do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They reportedly recognized Huckabee on television. The witness described her as distracted and hurried, and she told him, "I just had to pee real quick," when he saw her.
My,
So
oh my.
that's why she was over there at the irrigation pond.
Because she had to pee.
Yeah.
You wouldn't go to a gas station or anything when you have to pee. Oh boy. Police continued to review the footage from the surveillance camera installed outside Cantu's home, which showed Cantu walking in the direction of Huckabee's residence at 3:54 p.m. on March 27th. You know what? Thinking of the times that we just heard, so she was seen at the pond between 5:30 and 6 p.m. on March 27th, and the police are saying they saw Cantu at 3:54 p.m. I know this whole situation is terrible, but it doesn't sound like this lasted long, which again I find a little bit I don't want to say reassuring, but a little bit comforting that it wasn't something that drug out over days.
Right. Now this is a picture of, I don't know if you can see that little blue box all the way to the right in the middle.
Yeah.
That is where the mobile home park is. And then if you go to the left where that little blue box and that building, that is the church that she works at.
Okay. So it's all right there together then too.
Yeah. The camera had captured Huckabee's SUV driving in the opposite direction 8 minutes later. At approximately the same time, Huckabee called the trailer park manager to report that a suitcase made by the manufacturer, Eddie Bauer, had been stolen from her trailer.
Was she like planning this out? Who thinks that quickly to be like, oh, I need to call the manager and report the suitcase that I just put the child in? Like, this had to be sort of planned out.
Yep, and you can't blame any of her problems that she has with mental illness if she's doing this by planning it out.
Yeah, I would think that this is at least sort of, maybe she didn't like plan it to detail, but she kind of knew what she was doing, you know?
Yeah.
Our epic said, who steals a suitcase? Yeah, you go in someone's home and just steal the suitcase. It doesn't add up. Does not make sense. 85 minutes later, a surveillance camera located outside the parking lot of the church at which Huckabee taught Sunday school captured her driving away from the church. She was around kids all the time. That's scary.
Yeah, she was a Sunday school teacher.
Nursing Our Travel Bug said maybe she was trying for a weak alibi. And right, our Epic RB Adventure, if you're stealing from someone, you steal valuable stuff. Yes.
Mm-hmm. 30 minutes after that, she was captured returning to the church. It was during this 30-minute time frame that she was spotted at the irrigation pond.
She taught Sunday school. She wasn't listening to her own lessons, obviously. Obviously.
Yeah.
That's scary to think how many kids she's around, and then she ends up doing this. FBI agents searched the church and collected a rolling pin from the kitchen, which reportedly had a bloody smudge on it as well as a bent handle, authorities said. The rolling pin tested positive for Cantu's DNA. She did this at church?
Yeah, it was It was committed there at the church.
It's terrible.
On April 10th, police arrested 28-year-old Melissa Huckabee and charged her with the kidnapping and murder of Cantu.
I don't understand, like, why Cantu? The community is in shock over the news that a neighbor of Sandra's, a single mother and grandmother of a pastor, is a suspect in a little girl's killing. Sandra's family members say they are glad, but that they will never feel closure because they have to live their lives without Sandra. Melissa's family says they are shocked. Our epic, I was thinking the same thing. That would be really hard to go back to that church after knowing what had happened in the church.
And she's a granddaughter of a pastor.
Nursing Our Travel Bug said, sacrilege. There's a special place in hell for people like that. I agree.
Melissa Huckabee's family gathered on Easter Sunday at the Clover Road Baptist Church, which some media outlets say is where Sandra was killed.
I mean, she had to do it somewhere where her daughter wasn't, I would guess. And they found the rolling pin there. So.
Yeah.
But the family's gathering there on East. Oh, I don't know.
I know.
Our epic says, families are rarely surprised. This is just what they say for the news to make it seem more tragic. I have found that through stories I've researched too, is that usually the family's like, well, they did this when they were a kid, and we kind of saw signs of this. So when someone says they're surprised, it's usually because they want to save face, because they think if they weren't surprised, they didn't want to be like, why didn't you do something? You know what I mean? Responsible in some way. Which the family can't be responsible for somebody that goes off the deep end like that. There's no way to stop them. But our epic says they also don't want other people to know that they were aware and didn't do anything. Yes, I agree. Also, though, it's like hard to do anything because if they haven't legally done anything bad, you can't really stop them.
Yeah. Police won't comment on the location of the murder. Huckabee's father, Brian Lawless, makes a public statement saying that the family is trying to make sense of the accusations against his daughter. Family members described her as a wonderful mother to her 5-year-old daughter.
It sounds like they're making kind of excuses when they say Brian Lawless makes a public statement saying that the family's trying to make sense of the accusations. Accusations? What about the suitcase? Yeah. What about the note? Like, it's not accusations. She's guilty.
Exactly. A little girl lost her life.
I don't know. If it was my kid that did something like that and all this was the evidence, I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to go find out from my kid why they did this. Not, oh, this is accusations.
Yeah.
I'm going to go smack my kid around until they tell the truth about why they did what they did. Because you at least deserve the honest truth. I don't know. I love my kids, but not to the point of covering or protecting them when they do something wrong like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's so beautiful. Her smile is just lights up a room.
Mm-hmm. She's so petite. You know, she wasn't that big of a girl. She's so tiny.
Tiny with big old eyes and nice tan skin. She's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Melissa Huckabee makes her first court appearance where she sobs quietly in front of a packed courtroom. A trail of paper documents detail Huckabee's troubled past, including a divorce, financial problems, and her petty criminal record. If you went to get a straight story, you jeopardized them getting off. Well, I don't think my kid deserves to get off if they did something like that. I don't know. I know, like, as a parent, I always want to protect my child. But if my child was to do something wrong, I would also want them to own it and deal with the consequences of it, or they're never going to get better.
Right.
So, and when I see dads, especially preachers or church folk, and they don't have that same mindset, I don't understand. I can't grasp that.
Her attorney wants her examined to be prescribed. Is it schizophrenic? No, what is that? I don't know.
Psychotropic?
Sounds good. Medication. Meanwhile, investigators again searched the mobile home where she was living and the church.
Our epic said, not you, but families that don't do that. I agree. Got to own it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nursing a travel bug. That's when the parent needs to guide their child into coming clean, asking for forgiveness, and making amends. There's no good excuse for what happened. Yes, nursing a travel bug. I agree completely. There's a lot of parents that will just stand quietly by, and it's like, no, go in there and get your kid to deal with this.
Yeah.
Then again, I guess something happened to them in their childhood and early adulthood to lead to them doing something so terrible. So I don't know. Psychotropic medications are like antidepressants, antipsychotics. Sounds like they're leaning into an insanity plea.
Oh,
Gotcha.
okay.
Melissa Huckabee pleaded guilty to the kidnapping and murder of Cantu and was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole in 2010. Even if they didn't plea that or use that plea then, if they mentioned the psychotropic medications, the antidepressants, antipsychotics, it may mean that they later come back and try to do like a retrial or something based on that too. They may have just been setting it up for that. She pleaded guilty, but did she ever say why she did it?
No. At her sentencing, Huckabee said, I still cannot understand why I did what I did. This is a question I will struggle with for the rest of my life. The prosecutors in the case speculated that she killed Cantu for attention.
What? For attention? Wow.
Especially she's a mother. Why does she want attention like that when she has a daughter?
Yeah, I don't understand that. The only thing I could think out of the mental illnesses that she mentioned, bipolar, schizophrenia, all that. Schizophrenia, sometimes they have voices that they hear that they can't discern from real or fake, and maybe the voices were telling her to do that, but she's not even saying that happened. She's just saying, I don't know, you know. Our epic said, or not getting the death penalty. Very true.
Mm-hmm.
And Maggie says, shaking her head. Yeah,
Well,
that's
it almost, in my opinion, makes me think she was trying to turn it into a crime that was done by a man because of what she did to her. Because
yeah.
we wouldn't think a woman would do that to a little girl. So if she had to have, I don't understand why she would have done that unless she was trying to get the police off track. You know what I mean?
Or something might have happened to her as a child.
Yeah.
They say that people that have, not all people, I want to be very clear about that, but some people that have things like that done to them will then go ahead and do that to someone else later on in life. So that may have been something too. Depends on, I guess, what her childhood was like, what she lived through. Nursing Our Trouble Bed said, you don't brutalize another human being the way that she did for attention. There's some other deep-seated issue. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
The attention angle just doesn't make sense to me.
No. Mm-mm.
You can get attention a million different ways. That's not the way to get attention.
Family, friends, and city leaders gathered for a private burial today for slain 8-year-old Tracy girl, Sandra Cantu.
I was saying that the time limit between when she committed the crime and put her into the water and all that was very short. Then I also said that I was glad that she gave her some medicine so that maybe she didn't realize all of it, but there probably wasn't enough time for that medicine to kick in, sadly.
Yeah.
Our Epic says, well, they're infamous forever with the internet. Very true. Hey, James Gutgipe. Welcome to the chat. Sandra's family holds a private service for their daughter. Her body is taken by horse-drawn carriage to the Tracy Mausoleum afterwards. That was a beautiful way to do that with the horse and carriage. Like Sleeping Beauty.
Mm-hmm.
2001 to 2009. Oh, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Well, what everybody think of that story? I know that was a sad one, but I think it's good to cover stories like that because I think, Nettie, you and I were just talking about this before I went live about how crime happens anywhere and all the time. And
Right.
like, I was just saying there's a situation that happened in my life recently that was like kind of, oh my gosh, my daughter had gone somewhere, and then shortly after my daughter went to this place, a crime happened. And she was just hanging out with a friend. So it happens anywhere and all the time. And I don't really think there's a way to keep everybody safe completely all the time. Like, you take a risk just letting your kid walk down the street to go to the store. I mean, and you could, there was one story, I think it's in Michigan. 2 little girls went to the same park all the time. They went on walks there. Their parents would drive them, drop them off, and pick them up and take them home. And they went there all the time. And the 2 little girls went missing. And they were together. It was 2 girls. So you think that would be safer, but it's just not. Yeah, Maggie, that's exactly it. This life is scary. I think, though, you can't be too scared of it. Otherwise, you don't get to live life either.
And we're just trying to bring awareness so we can, still show what this beautiful soul was and honor her. and the tragedy that took place.
There's no reason to forget those people. And it also helps us to remember to just be a little bit more cautious. But yeah, you don't want to forget the beautiful souls that have been through these tragedies. So James Gibbs says he thumbs up. I appreciate that. If you all haven't done that yet, if you could do that, I would greatly appreciate it. Nursing Our Travel Bug says, crimes against children are always so heartbreaking. I just don't understand what brings a person to do such horrible things to someone so innocent. I don't understand that. And this might be sexist of me, but I really don't understand it when a woman does it. Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
And I know that men shouldn't be doing it either. Don't get me wrong. I know that. But I just can't imagine as a mom, I can't even slightly wrap my head around how a person that could potentially be a mom could do something like that. I don't get it. So, okay. So Nettie, you're going to have a video that's going to be premiering tomorrow, right?
They come out every Wednesday.
Wednesday, okay.
Yeah, and I'm actually dropping them now, just videos versus premieres, because we're going to start traveling here Tuesday. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to make my own premiere. So I'm going to be dropping videos out every Wednesday versus premieres. Yeah.
Okay. And then everyone over in the chat, we have just a few extra minutes today. So if you want to let us know what you have coming up this week, that would be fantastic. Drop whatever you have coming up or coming out in the comment section, so we all kind of can make a little note and go check that out this week. Appreciate that.
And then I'm going to drop Days Great Adventures link in the chat. They have a premiere at 6:30 today.
Yes, they'll have their premiere at 6:30, so if everybody can head over there and watch that. And then K&R Destinations comes on at 7 p.m. And you got to go tell them what makes you smile this week. And I apologize for not being here last week. I got one of those darn migraines again, so I had to miss last week. But I am glad to be back here. Shanna Craft says, and the killer was a mom. Yes.
Yeah.
A mom with a kid the same age bracket.
It's just heartbreaking. Oh.
Very. Our Epic says that they have a special Memorial Day video from Michael coming out on Tuesday. So make sure to go check that out. Okay, and then Nettie put up the link for Days Great Adventures premiere at 6:30. So yeah, everybody can head over there and check that out. Anybody else got anything they want to pop in the chat and let us know about? I was watching this video. It's a guy named Mr. Ballin, Ballen, and he was a Navy. Oh, he was in the Navy. He was Special Forces, a SEAL. What is that? What they're called? The SEALs?
Yeah, a Navy SEAL.
Yeah, he was a Navy SEAL, and he started his channel by kind of putting the Navy SEAL secrets out there, and then he changed it up and started doing true crime and strange things and all that. But one of the things he does is when he talks about the like button, hitting the like button, he says things like, and if you haven't done it yet, run over, smash the like button with a glass of milk, chase it out the door, and and he like comes up with a story for the like button every single show. And I was going to attempt to do that, and then as soon as we got on here, my mind went blank, and I couldn't. This man, if y'all haven't checked out Mr. Ballin, MrBallen, go check him out. His stories about his like button are well worth it, and the rest of it's great too. But Shanna Craft says, I missed you all last week. I'm glad you're better, BB. Oh, thank you. I'm glad to be back.
Is that one word, Mr. Ballin? Is it all together?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I found him.
His name is, I think, John Allen. He's pretty famous for his work that he's done with the seals. But yeah, he's pretty funny. I think you all that like true crime and creepy stuff, you'll like his channel. He's pretty good. But
I put his link in the chat.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's his channel right there. But yeah, his stories about his like button are hilarious. And I really was going to try to do it, and then I couldn't think of a story. Like, wow, that's hard to do.
We'll have to put it on a slide so we can read it.
Yeah. Nette and I were talking about that. I can't remember anything. Not only can I not spell or, read English.
I can't pronounce today.
I can't remember anything. All right. Well, I appreciate everyone coming. Thank you so much for joining us. Sundays, like I say, are always my favorite, and I love being here with you all. So wishing you all much kindness and much love.
And we're sending love your way.
Bye, everyone. Bye.